The Lillian McDermott Show.
We love, we fear, bridges we burn, we make mistakes, then we live and learn. When life gets tough, and it seems like your best ain't good enough. If you're in need of hope, you know where I'll be right here. Right here, and when you need a friend, you can count on me. I'll be right here, waiting for
you. This is the place you can always turn to when you need a friend. The Lillian McDermott Show. To reach out to Lillian, visit her on the web at whenyouneedafriend.com. Now let's all learn together. Here's Lillian McDermott.
Hello, my listening and viewing friend. It's so nice we can meet each other on the air on this beautiful best day ever. And for those of you who are tuning into the classroom for the first time, please know I've been waiting for you. This is a safe place where you can go to when you need a friend. It's my commitment to provide natural ways to heal, and it is my mission to make awareness, responsibility, and truth a part of our everyday life. And I hope you, my viewing and listening friend, will feel empowered to embrace the new truth and live the life of your dreams. Now, as you know, I have been talking to you about the blood flow restriction ban. And I love it. I love it. I use it all the time. I don't work out without it. I work, let me just put it this way, how I speak. I work with it only on me. And it just has changed my life. And because it requires a little bit of education. It requires a little bit of understanding that the old way of thinking may not be what's best for us as we get older. And so last time, Dr. Mike DeBord was in the classroom. He mentioned, he brought a book. We were giving away some of these books, and he started telling about his story. And I thought, your story is very fascinating. I am more intrigued about it now. I want to know the connection between, knowing these things and not knowing these things. Knowing that good health is about, but not being able to do it for ourselves. And so I thought, let's have you come back and let's talk about your story. Let's talk about how your story has helped so many other people, such as me and you, and people that are listening to the classroom, create a new life for themselves, create a new future for yourself. And so today I've asked Dr. Mike DeBord, he's a chiropractic doctor, to come into the classroom to share once again his journey from a health crisis or back to health and wellness. And that's what we all want for ourselves. And since it is our sole purpose in life to give and receive love and knowledge, I am grateful that Dr. Mike DeBord is here to do just that. Welcome back, Dr. Mike. How are you doing?
Great. It's great to be here again, Lillian. Thank you.
I know that you're not on for a long time, but we're going to be, we have about 30 minutes with Dr. DeBord because he is so busy sharing the good news that we have him today for 30 minutes, but we'll have some other information to share after he leaves. But for now, I am excited that if you have any questions about this new truth about muscle building and health and wellness, you can either text me at 407-373-5959. You can post a question on the comment section on Facebook or YouTube, and make sure you type in a Q and write your question down, because people do make comments, but we want you to, I'll pay attention to the questions and I'll try to get to all of them before he leaves. Thank you, Dr. Mike, for being on today. And when you created this small little pamphlet, it's a story of all of us. It really is a story of all of us, but it's your story. So share a little bit about why you created this story, and then let's talk about your journey back to health.
Thank you. Well, at the age of 52, I'm like most people, right? Time's a problem, right? Staying in shape, and then I'm not 25 anymore. I can't bang the weights and exercise the way I want to anymore. And then many of us get caught up in the exercise myths. That's a big one. So here I am, 52, 3 joints replaced, everything's hurting, I'm not sleeping well, I'm looking in the mirror, I'm not happy. But yet I'm doing the work. That's what's frustrating. We do the work. And long after that, my buddy Dr. Jim Stray Gunderson, one of the top Olympic trainers in the world, calls me from Japan, said, Mike, have you heard about blood flow resistance training? All the Japanese are doing it. We found their secret. A couple months later, he brought some of the Japanese versions to the States and tells me, hey, Mike, you don't have to work out for an hour, heavy weights. Imagine light weights, couple minutes. I'm like, come on. But what the heck? This guy's a genius, right? So he comes over, he puts these bands on my arms. Okay, puts a little air in them. Says, hey, grab those little 3-pound pink dumbbells. I'm like, come on, Jim. You know, the kids use those. No, just grab those. I start doing some light exercise with 3-pound dumbbells, and my arms are fatigued like I'm lifting 40s. And I'm just blows my mind. I go in the mirror, flex my arms. I'm like, Jim, what in the world just happened? What the B3 title of the book just happened? He says, we're not done. He puts the bands on my legs. It's easy. I put them on all by myself. Anybody can do it. He says, all right, let's do some squats. I said, how much weight? He said, no weight. I start laughing. Come on, Jim. He said, no, let's go. Just up and down, up and down. I get about 15, 20 times up and down. Feels like I got 200 pounds on my shoulders. My legs are all pumped up. So in about 8 minutes, I get an upper body and lower body workout. Feels like I've been in the gym for an hour. But here's the shocking part. I move my shoulder around, doesn't hurt. I move my back, doesn't hurt. And it was just this massive paradigm shifter, mind blow. Bottom line, in about 6 months, I literally went backwards and aged 20 years. No more pain, sleeping better, elevating growth hormone, 6-pack back. And since then, we've helped over 30,000 people like you, Lillian, have just, transformed in a shockingly easy way. And now it's about getting it out there and sharing it with your listeners and everybody else out there.
I love once I learned about it, I first saw a friend of mine who was also a guest in the classroom go from his life, what he looked like, to being 40 pounds lighter. And also he developed some muscle, and I had known him for 3 years. And I knew that there was something different. And he was the one that told me about the B3 bands. And because I'd seen it, I was curious, and I'm curious as it is already. But once I experienced it, it was because I'm not married to, heavy lifting, or I'm not married to any of that. And to find out that I could develop muscle that I had not been developing because I could not lift the heavy weights. I was going to the gym, but I wasn't progressing. But with you were saying that your joints were hurting, your all that was happening with you. So did you have a health crisis yourself? Or was this just what we consider aging? I mean, you are a doctor of chiropractic that specializes in sports medicine.
Mm-hmm.
You're helping others bloom and blossom and become better at their sport. But yet, what happens to us? What happened to you that you were kind of left behind?
Yeah, what happened to me was arthritis, right?
Arthritis.
The wear and tear of lifting the weights to keep the physique, to keep the macho, the muscle, the thing we look in the mirror and look for. But I'd already replaced 3 joints. Think of that. I got 3 joints gone and replaced. My knee needed a replacement. My shoulder needed a replacement. Herniated disc in my neck. I mean, I was a mess, right? I'm popping ibuprofen, I'm icing, just trying to maintain physique that, what's the first thing we do when we get up in the morning? We go look in the mirror, right? It's the first thing everybody does, right? And we all look and go, man, I want different. So, I'm in that same boat as everybody else is, whether it's autoimmune disorder, fibromyalgia, hypothyroidism, can't lose weight, don't have any energy, you're hurting, right? Self-esteem, anxiety, it's all grouped into one thing. We want to be healthy and fit and have muscle, and it's hard. It's just darn hard.
Well, I'm sure that when you tried on the B3 bands, just like I did, I was very skeptical at first, and I said, we'll talk in a week. And within a short period of time, I developed muscle in my arms, which I had not been able to ever develop, like, okay, so this is my right arm, and it's
Look at that.
and I've got my B3 band on this side because I want to show how easy it is to put it on and be able to start this process. And I know that you guys make it very easy to start the process. You make it easy by payment plans and what 1 month, money back guarantee and all those things. But with me, what got me was I was able to develop this with 2.5 pounds. Now I've been able to go up to 5 pounds, and just the other day I did 8 pounds, which is a lot more than I normally do, but I feel stronger. I feel much stronger. But 3 years prior to meeting you, I had a car accident. And because I had 4 herniated discs in that car accident, it resulted in 4 herniated discs. I was not allowed to go work out at the gym. Being in my 50s at the time, what happened was the muscle kind of deteriorated. And when I went back to the gym, nothing I did created any muscle until I started using the B3 bands. And I was using less weight and doing less time. So why is it that I'm saying these things, you're saying these things, and people are still hurting their joints? I just spoke to a friend of mine that all these years of running have caused her to have a hip replacement. Yeah. And you would think that working out should be healthy on the body, but we're killing ourselves. Why is it that we're still holding on to, we must be in the gym 3.5 hours or 2 hours in order to, and lift heavy weight in order to achieve the body we want? Why is that still myth?
Well, because we're overtraining and there's marketing, right? We're marketed. No pain, no gain. That's a dumb marketing concept. Should be no pain, no pain, right? Think about it. What do we do when we're kids? We jump, we burst. How many kids do you see going for an hour jog on a treadmill, right? How about dogs? Do dogs go for like an hour run? No, but they're all lean and muscular, right? We were meant for these little short bursts of exercise. And somewhere along the line, we got into this 30 to 45 minutes of pounding aerobic and this long, heavy weightlifting, which is going to achieve the goal, but the goal can be achieved in 5 to 10 minutes and you don't have to do all that. So, it's just, we got down this road that we need to come back, to this road that's the correct way to exercise and debunk a bunch of these myths.
Well, let's talk about some of these myths, because it's really important that we rewrite the programming. And for me, I had to rewrite the programming. Going to the gym was not enough for me. It wasn't making any difference for me. So what are some of the myths that you see with women and maybe some men?
Well, number one, dieting, right? You should not get on the scale and look at the number. You should look at the body and get a body scan, spend $30 on an Amazon body analyzer and look at your muscle fat percentage. Muscle is health. Absolutely, muscle is health. When you start dieting, you're going to lower your metabolism, you're going to lose some weight, you're going to drop your muscle, and then you're going to start eating normal again, and you're going to get the after, which is more weight than you started with. So dieting without exercise is a trap. Diets are great. Okay. Number two, we get into this long 30 to 45 minutes of aerobic exercise. And here's what you need to know, everyone. If you don't feel the burn in your muscles, you all know what it is, low lactic acid, right? You climb the stairs, feel a little burn, push-ups, feel a little burn. If you're exercising and you're not feeling the burn, you're wasting time. And if you're doing it for a long period of time, 30, 45 minutes and not feeling the burn, you're just stressing your body. So this exercise that we do is the wrong kind of exercise. If you feel the burn, everybody knows you, Lillian, you felt it. And it's not like you got to be a bodybuilder to feel it. It's easy. And you just kind of stay with it, which is easy. You're going to elevate growth hormone, the most powerful substance in your body. So all this exercise we're doing over here, 30, 45 minutes, we're getting very little growth hormone. We're releasing cortisol. We're going to talk about that. That's your enemy. That sends you in the other direction, right? But if we can get the burn, lactic acid burn, and stay in it for a couple minutes, you're going to turn on growth hormone. Whole different world. And as you've experienced, Lillian, these listeners, you have growth hormone sitting right here your entire life. Your natural release slows down when you're 25. It's about half as a teenager. 40, it's down to 20%. So your natural release is slowed down. You know it. You feel and look 45. But you can release it from the right kind of exercise to get growth hormone like you're 15 again. So here's Lillian. All of a sudden, she switched her exercise to something that's way more efficient. She's getting the burn. She releases growth hormone muscle right now. Right now. Doesn't matter if she's 20, 80, she looks 35. She looks awesome. Doesn't matter her age. She's got growth hormone right here at any age. You've got it. You just got to release it. And then here comes the muscle. There goes the pain. Here comes the sleep. All these magical things happen when you elevate growth hormone. So we're just doing the wrong kind of exercise.
We sure are. We sure are. So you said the aerobic, and so we need to do the muscle bearing, the weight bearing. So what's the third myth that women fall
Third
into?
myth is overtraining. Women think, oh, I got to do more. Once you get to about 30, 35, you're going to get into what's called cortisol. And when you overtrain and pound your body, that's stress. Your body has got physical stress. It's going to release cortisol. That's the stress hormone. Guess what cortisol does? It holds on to fat for dear life. It will not let it go. Your body thinks the end is coming. You're in stress. Your body's going to hold on to all the fat and preserve it, right? You're going to actually start losing muscle. Your body actually catabolizes muscle. The exact opposite of what you're looking for. So this overtraining, I've helped so many ladies stop this hour, 2 hours, 3 hours long. Let's go do 10 minutes of real efficient exercise. We're going to talk about it with the bands. Eliminate cortisol and turn on growth hormone, and just shocking results. Autoimmune's getting better. Fibromyalgia feels better. Energy, weight loss, thyroid balances. I mean, just all these things, especially that ladies deal with their balance. But this is no secret. It's not a secret. You can learn this if you go to the right place. This is how the body works. What kind of frustrates me is kind of mainstream thinks the opposite. Well, this is how the body works. Mm-hmm. And Lillian's living proof of it, when you apply it right.
Well, I'm one of many. So let's talk of some of the people, because just like it happened to you, just like it happened to me, life happens. And we believe that we're doing the right things, but eventually the body says, no, not really. You're not doing the right thing. So some of the other people, some of the stories that you've heard, some of the success stories you've seen, can you share which one is the most, you probably have a lot, but which one's the one that touches you the most?
Well, the ones that touch me the most, I think, are the moms, the busy female professionals, busy life, right? Don't have the time, then get kind of in this stress, and then the weight management, and maybe the pain, and then the anxiety. It's easy to pull out of that if you know what to do. And I think that the most fascinating stories are these women are just, oh my gosh, I feel 20 years younger. I got my life back. I'm confident, I'm happy, I don't have anxiety, I'm a better mom, a better husband, a better mom, a better wife, right? I'm better at work, I'm better at chasing my career. Just, those are the stories that really get me excited.
What about men? Do men have traps as well? Some myths for working out or exercising?
Yeah, absolutely they do, right? Okay. It's the no pain, no gain, right? If I don't hurt the next day, I'm not going to change. Well, I spent 30 years hurting the next day, and I burned up all my joints in my body. We got to get away from that. Look at Arnold Schwarzenegger. I was watching a documentary on him, and he's like 70 years old in the gym working out. And I mean, I don't even think his shoulder went higher than this, right? The only exercise he can do full range of motion is a sit-up. His joints are just absolutely destroyed. Lucky him, he's continuing to exercise. But guys, that's going to hit you. It's either going to hit you at 40 or 60 or 80, which if it's going to hit you at 40 or 60 or 80, why are we doing it? Mm-hmm. Well, we're supposed to exercise our entire life, have a genetic potential of 100 or more. We are absolutely doing the wrong exercise, but it's all we know to build muscle. We're going to talk about this technology now. You can build all the muscle you want and not have to worry about any of that pain and wear and tear.
That's true. That's true. Okay. So we have the arms and we have the legs. Okay. So I want to show you all this, the way it looks. I know I have a very limited space window here, but I'm just going to show you the arms because it'll be a lot easier for me to show you my arms. But the valve needs to be facing you. If it's going this way, it's not. So it goes this way. And what I do is I start fastening it, I just put it in like this and then slide my arm, put my arm here, slide my arm through, and I put it in where it's the closest to my armpit, right? Won't go any further.
Correct.
Right? That's
it.
Okay. Am I doing this right?
Looks
Okay.
good.
So good. Well, I have my shoulder here. I've got another one on right here. So I just want to show you. And then it comes with, and it's interesting. I see people staring at me at the gym. Like, what is it? And I've posted pictures with me working out, walking around, and I've taken pictures looking down at my legs, and then they see the bands. Hey, what are those bands? But why do you think it keeps people from being curious? Do you think it's the price? Do you think it's the difference of, like the change? Why would somebody not want to do this right away? I mean, you make it so easy.
Yeah.
With 30-day money back guarantee. You have like easy payments through
Right.
PayPal. What else do you do? I mean, what else do you do to help people out?
Well, you mentioned at the beginning, it needs a story. You were spot on. It needs a story. So you see somebody in the gym, that's great. They're going, oh, that's cool, gimmick. They either need the book or they need a video or they need to watch Lillian's podcast. Everybody who gets the 20 to 30 minutes goes, I want them. Because they're going to answer 6 questions. Is it safe? Is it for me? Who's getting results? Can I use it? Is somebody going to be there to coach me? Do I have a money back guarantee? Answer those 6 questions. But, so it takes a little education, but hence that's why we do the podcast. That's why we have the book. And once people get that story, they're like, oh, wow, they get it.
Yeah. And if any of you want any information, text me and I will text the link. I know that I believe Robert, I don't know if he put the link on there, but that'll give you access to my site. But this is the pump that it comes with, and I just want to show you. And what I do is I press it in. I press the pump, the little gauge, whatever it is, and you lock it in. I don't know if you heard that click. I love hearing that click. Okay. And then you pump it to the desired, like this band is 150, but I put it up to 250. And so then I do my other arm and I do the same with my legs. It recommends that I do 350, I believe.
250, and you're probably doing 300.
No, I'm doing 450. This is Actually, this is 250.
250.
And I'm doing like 350, 400, maybe 450 because it's how it fits with me. And it feels like I'm getting some benefits of it. And I go in and I see the same people there before I get in, and then I leave and the same people that were there when I leave are still there. And I feel like I have this little secret that should not be a secret. I believe everybody should know about this. Now, if cost is an issue, if cost, well, let's make cost be the last thing. No, I think I'm going to go back to cost being the first thing. I think that is probably, and I've had my bands now for 2 years?
Yeah.
I've had my bands for 2 years. So it was a one-time investment, but, when people look at the cost, they go, oh, I don't want to do that. But when I had Dr. Joe Mercola, who was using something similar, and I said, because I had seen him 1 year and he looked very frail. He had a health crisis because he did keto too aggressively. And so he lost a lot of muscle. He lost a lot of weight. And I thought, this is Joe Mercola. And I was, he just looked frail. But then I saw him again about a year or so later. And I sat next to him and I said, I'm a happily married woman, but I just have to ask, what are you doing? You look phenomenal. He was buff and muscular, and I don't know what he had done. And he told me about these bands. But when he came on, I said, will you come on and be on my show? Yeah. And he said, yeah, I'll come on. It was $2,000.
Yeah.
It was I don't know the name of it, but
the Katsu, $2,000. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was using that technology, and I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm not willing to invest $2,000. But then when I heard about it again, and I heard and I learned about you, Dr. Mike, I thought, oh, that's more doable, especially when you do it. So that's the first thing was cost for me. That, the 2000 to then you compare from 2000 to what it is today. And it's like a no-brainer for me. Now,
Yes.
let's talk about safety. Everybody has a condition that they say, oh, well, I probably won't be able to do this. I probably won't be able to use this. Let's talk about safety. How safe are these, and what should people look for when it comes to any contraindication, that this might not be for them?
Sure. Well, the first thing to understand is it might look like a blood pressure cuff, but it doesn't function like one. All it's doing is this flow rate is just a little slower. That's all. So everything's flowing, so there is no danger. Now, if you've got lymphedema and active swelling, right? You just had some major surgery on your breast removal or lymphs, we'll stay away from that. You just became pregnant, just the same common stuff. But I haven't met anybody yet that we couldn't get the bands on their arms and legs. So if you're able to exercise and do exercise, you're going to be able to use the bands. Now, next question, why would we want to slow this down? Here's the whole technology. It's brilliant. If we slow down the blood flow, the muscle has less oxygen. Here's oxygen flow. Let's call it a 10. If you exercise at a 6, nothing really happens. That's 30 minutes on the treadmill. What if you put the treadmill up at an incline, you start going real fast, you bump your oxygen usage to an 11. You're using more oxygen than's flowing, you feel the burn, right? So everybody's trying to figure out, how do I exercise better? Well, let's just cut the oxygen in half. Now all you got to do is exercise at a 6, right?
Now you're talking my language, yeah.
You don't need the 11. You don't need the 30 minutes. You need 3 or 4 minutes. So now the treadmill for 4 or 5 minutes feels like you're running sprints, and then you're not sore. So we've just figured out how to biohack into muscle fatigue. It's like instead of flying from New York to LA and stopping in Chicago, they came out with a direct flight. If you're online and you're on orbit, so you're going to choose the stop in Chicago, or you're going to take the direct. There's now a direct, more efficient biohacked exercise. There's no reason to stop over. I mean, that's just where we're at. And like you said, Lillian, it's coming. Everybody's going to hear about it.
I know. And I believe that this is, I would love for everybody to get one for themselves. And I was sharing it with Robert, and he got his own bands. And so as a matter of fact, mine are in the garage because I keep mine in my car because I know when I'm going to the gym, I want to have them there. And but so I took Robert's and I put them on, and his are cleaner than mine. His are nicer than mine.
So while somebody's using theirs more than.
He uses them too, but I guess he uses them differently than I guess my bag is all shredded inside because I put so much in it. But anyway, so let's talk about the cost. Let's talk about the payment plans and how people can opt to try this out risk-free.
$449, you get the arm and leg bands. They're going to last you 1,000 workouts. Probably going to last 3-4 years. So we're talking 50 cents. Is it worth 50 cents to cut your workout in half and elevate growth hormone? People are spending $3 to $5 grand on growth hormone injections, right? Next, you get a coach. You get free 30-day coaching. We'll send you all the videos. You're not alone. You got a coach. You can ask any questions. You can do any exercise. There's no wrong way to use it. You can go play golf in them, pickleball, mow the yard, okay? Next, you're going to get a free set of exercise tubing, okay? We're going to send you these in case you don't have a gym membership and show you how to use them. And you're going to get a backpack. So see that backpack over my shoulder? That's it. You just go with your backpack and it's your gym in a bag. It's in your suitcase. It's on the way to the gym. It's at the office. You just take it with you, okay? Next, we got a 0 down, 0 interest program. So for about $80 a month, if you want to go with the 6-month payment plan, right? Then we got a member program. Real quick, for another $49, we'll extend your coaching from 30 days to a year. You'll get a mobile app. Lillian has the mobile app, follow along workouts, educational. We do 3 calls a week. You can join us for live workouts. So the $49 is just an absolute no-brainer. Guess what? We'll send you 5 books. And we'll say, hey, 5 friends? Share this with 5 friends. Just put your information on the back, give it to 5 friends and watch what happens. Watch the lives you'll change. And if you like earning some extra commissions, you could turn it, into even a business if you wanted. But all you got to do is just share and hand out the book. And we've got the complete system in place. 30-day money back guarantee. Listeners, if you don't love it, send it back. Use the bands, get them all sweaty. There's only one type of bands that come back. That's the ones that don't go on. If they go on, Lillian will tell you, you're not getting her bands away from her, are you?
You're not. And it's funny because something as simple as putting on the bands on your legs and squatting against the wall. And Dr. Mike had told me this tip. You just sit there. Just sit there. And he's called it a wall sit, or is that what it's called? And let me tell you, the burn of just sitting there. And then what I do once it gets really, really burny, I just start moving my legs.
Yep.
Like I had the Suzanne Summer or whatever, that pump that she used to have. Do you remember that?
Thigh Master.
The Thigh Master without it. And you don't even need the Thigh Master.
And tell them about your legs now, Lillian. I mean, I don't want to get personal, but tell them about the legs, right?
But my legs, because I used to be a dancer, I grew up being a dancer. And let me tell you, that just really hurts your joints and your knees and all of that. So my preference was to work on my legs. My arms are the ones but my legs lost its tone. And now they have tone. I would show my legs, but I'm not going to show my legs. But it feels good. It helps with your glutes. And when you get to be my age, and I believe I'm older than Dr. Mike, and by I think a year, I think we've calculated that. I just turned 60. You're 59 still, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I just turned 60. And so like Dr. Mike says, when you look in the mirror, you want to like what you see. And if you don't like what you see, it's time to change it. It's time to create something different and new. That's what this program is all about. And to be able to bring this to all of you is such a joy for me, because prior to me learning about it, it was a total secret. Or it was only for the rich and famous, because to spend $2,000 on something it just seems so complicated. This is so easy. You put it on, you pump it to your desired, whatever it says on the band to pump it to. I don't do that, but I'm not recommending anybody else do it, but I pump them a little bit more and I feel the results. I don't have the time. That's the myth. I don't have the time. But the reality is we all make the time for the things that are important to us. And as you said, Dr. Mike, exercise is very important. It will, for the rest of our lives, we should be able to exercise. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So I know you need to go. I know you have so many things that you're doing, but is there anything that you would like to add or share before you go?
Well, I think that we understand all the challenges that everybody has. What if time wasn't a challenge? What if pain wasn't a challenge? What if you didn't have to go do a 45 CrossFit and hurt? What if 5 to 10 minutes from anywhere, in private, at the gym, and it was right in a bag, and you could transform your physique? It's a no-brainer, like we talked about earlier. And so we've removed all the barriers so that we can love and help all these wonderful people. So you can wake up and start looking in the mirror and go, wow, man, I love what I'm seeing, right? It's like you said, that's what we want. We want to wake up and go, wow, I like what I'm seeing.
Well, I have a question before you go, because I've asked this question before, and I want to ask it again, because we need to remember our core, our gut, our stomach, our abs, our glutes. With the bands, how will they improve? How can you incorporate that with the workouts?
Well, number one, you elevate growth hormone, your body burns fat everywhere. So you're not working your core, but your stomach's leaning up. But just drop and do a plank. Get on your elbows and knees, or get on your elbows and toes. After every workout, I get in a plank, or I got a little wheel roller. It takes me 1 minute. 1 minute. Take my bands off, go do my wheel roller or my plank. I got the 6-pack. I got a core. My back doesn't hurt. It takes 1 minute. Why? I was able to get a fatigue, but I got growth hormone coming from working the other body parts. It's going to go down into that core and improve strength, help with pain, burn up all that fat. So it's super easy. And when you get the bands, we'll show you all this. We'll show you some easy to follow videos. You'll be able to follow right along.
And when you say you get a coach, what does that mean?
Coach, you're going to get an email from coach@b3science.com, how to use the bands, how to get started, programs, videos, ask us questions, right? We're here virtually for you. If you've got a challenge, My coach will even say, okay, tell us more. What medications, what this, what that. And then I get involved. I might even call you. That's how much we care. I might even call you and say, hey, tell me what's going on. We're going to make sure you get the assistance you need to get the results with the bands. That's what we're here for.
Well, I think it's great. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Mike, for coming on to the classroom today. I'm excited that you are so passionate about health and wellness, and that you got your health back, that you not only speak it, you do it. So thank you so much for everything you do, Dr. Mike. And
thank you.
That's Dr. Mike DeBord. He is the founder of B3 Bands, and I am grateful to him for bringing this to my life. And as I've shown you over and over, this is a way that you are able to create the life that you want. So we got about 20 minutes left into the program. I'm so grateful to Dr. DeBord. If you have any questions, I don't know if Robert has put the B3 bands in the subject, but if you click on it, or if you would like for me to send you like a quick little video that I can just text it to you so that you have that information, I will do that as well. It's so important for us to take our health back. So important that we are creating the Super Gut, class, and that starts on August 1st. Now, on June 30th, which is right around the corner, and Dr. William Davis is going to be in the classroom tomorrow, you will get a discount. And not only will you get a discount, your name will be put in a chance to win one of 5 Lavelli yogurt makers, and also one and this is the breath tester. Let me show you so one of these one person's gonna win. So anyone who registers early will be entered into the giveaway. So you'll be entered into the winner's basket. This starts on August 1st, and it's a 5-day course. I'm sorry, 6-week course. And the 6-week course, we're going to meet every Tuesday night. The support, and it's just like B3. You get a support every Wednesday night. They have a conference. You can get into the conference call. Sometimes they work out. Sometimes they give information that you might need to know about a particular condition, and the B3 bands. Even if you can't walk, Dr. Mike tells us a story where this man couldn't get up. All he did was he put the B3 bands around his thighs, and all he did, and of course pumped him up, and he would stand up and sit down, stand up and sit down. Eventually that motion was enough to get him to walk again. It built his legs, just standing up and sitting down. So something as simple as that can help somebody walk. Something as simple as getting together and doing the Super Gut will help create the microbiome that will make you feel healthier, that restores your microbiome, repairs it, it helps you release the weight. Also, we will learn how to make these yogurts. I call them pro-gurts, so like a pro yogurt, and it's you can do it with coconut or whatever non-dairy you would like. I know that the book has a coconut recipe for the yogurt, and also a dairy. So it's a cultured dairy or a cultured yogurt that will create, plus the microbes that are necessary that have been missing from our life for a long time. Even children that are being delivered don't get it from their mom because the mom doesn't have it. So it's really important that, and tomorrow we're going to be talking about that, because I've been doing the breath testing and learning about methane and hydrogen in my breath. It's been great. This is how we learn and grow together. We're going to put it together. We're going to get together every Tuesday night from 7 to 9, and we'll pick Dr. William Davis's brain, and share and build a community with one another. And this is perfectly virtual. The other way that we can take our health back is to join us with the Emotion Code and Body Code. This is a 2-day seminar with Dr. Bradley Nelson, November 3rd and 4th, which is a Thursday and a Friday. No, a Friday and a Saturday, I believe. Friday and a Saturday. So it's the 3rd and 4th. Just want to make sure I'm saying the right dates. And what we're going to do is we're going to learn how to tap into our subconscious mind and rewrite the programming, clear the traumas, and clear anything that is going on in you that is holding you back. So there are so many different myths. And by the way, just go to whenyounneedafriend.com to learn more about the workshops that we're going to be doing, the seminars that we're going to be doing, and learn more about these blood flow restriction bands. One of the things that you need to know about the blood flow restriction bands is that they do not cut off your circulation. They just restrict the blood flow. They slow it down. And they have these little cushions, these little pads that will allow for the flow. So if you find a B3 band that doesn't have that, chances are it's going to fully restrict it. You don't want to or stop it. You don't want to stop the flow. You want to restrict it, slow it down so that oxygen level will hack the brain, thinking that you're working out at your max. Now, that in mind, go to whenyounneedafriend.com. Also check out the subscribe while you're there, and like and follow me on all social media. Share this video with your friends, your family. Start learning a new language, being curious and learning new truths that will help you at this point in your life. Perhaps maybe whatever habit it was supported you when you were a child, helped you survive as a child, but now as you're getting older, it's keeping you from the growth that you need. So check out the workshops, check out the whenyounneedafriend.com. Like I said, please subscribe, like, and follow me on all social media, and then support my sponsors the way that they're supporting the classroom. And then you can go to my Shop Now bag, or you can follow the link that's below or in the subjects, comment sections. And what you do is go to the Shop Now bag and look at all the different affiliates and products that I support. Some of them help support the classroom, some of them don't. I want you to know some of these products are life-changing, especially if you have any pain. The Avasia, First Alternative Therapies, those are all different places that you can go to learn more, and that will help the program. You can also share this video and tag it or link it or put an emoji or whatever you can to help the algorithms disappear, that they're working against us. And then last but not least, you can become an enrolled student in the classroom. So whether it's a $1 or $1,000 one-time or recurring donation, anything that you can do will help. Everything you can do. Time, talent, treasure. So these are different ways that you can help the classroom. With Dr. Mike DeBord, he has taught me that there are different ways that you can do things. Now, I worked out a certain way, and it helped when I was younger. I was building more muscle and not in my arms, but that happened after the age of 50 when I was doing the B3 bands. But what I learned is that sometimes we get stuck. We get stuck in our belief system. And it is time to come out of that belief system. I know that you guys are making some comments. If you have a question, and I wish Dr. Mike was still here, but he could only do 30 minutes today. We can, if you have a question, you can type in a Q. And if I cannot answer, I will send the question to Dr. Mike, and I will get him to answer the question for you or for us. So there are different ways. You can just go to my Shop Now bag, and then there's a B3. Just click on the B3 and you will be able to absolutely learn new truths about some of the products that I strongly and highly recommend. Now, when it comes to your health, isn't it interesting that even Dr. Mike DeBord, as a chiropractic doctor, someone who was helping other people, other athletes reach their optimal goal, he experienced problems. I, who am out there trying to help as many people learn some new truths, I always say for someone who is healthy and eats healthy and thinks healthy and positive, I still have some things that I work with and deal with. And that's a part of life. It's a part of life. And so I want to encourage all of you that if this is something that you're interested in, if this is something that you are curious about, if you text me and say, I have this condition, I have a thyroid condition or joint pain, or I'm going through rehab or PT, physical therapy, or I have lymphedema, or I have fibromyalgia, whatever it is, there's probably a video that I can text you back with that says, okay, this is why it works, this is how it works, and just follow the science. Just follow the science. Now, with all of you that are watching today, with all of you that this is the first time that you hear about the B3 bands, just know that you can take advantage of them with just 30 days. Just try them out. If you don't like them, return them. And if you decide that you want to become, let's say you're a physical therapist and you want to add this to what you have, this could be money that you would make as well on the side, a new career. And it's a career that you could be impacting more people by using the bands. Like I mentioned, the guy that just was standing up and sitting down and standing up and sitting down. So today we talked about some myths, the myths about how women believe that dieting and diet, and then all of a sudden they're going to build muscle. That's not going to work. Or doing aerobics, that's not going to work. But what will work? What will work? What works is being curious. And what works is trying something different and new. So if you're not doing this, then I would encourage you to look into it. Now, what would keep us from looking into it is the mindset. And it's interesting, I was talking about the mindset today in a coaching call this morning. I had a coaching call this morning. And it's amazing how our mindset holds us back. And I'm not talking about B3 bands. It might be the B3 bands that you can't wrap around. The mindset is like, oh, I've always worked hard. I'm going to keep working hard. I like, some people use the gym as an escape or a way to socialize as well. So maybe that's you, but you can still maximize your workout by putting on the bands. So let's say that that's the mindset, that you have to work hard in order to achieve muscle. Well, as we get older, that may not be as possible to keep up the production of growth hormones, because that's what helps us gain the muscle. So when we change the way we look at things, the things we look at change, period. And so whether it's our gut health, not wanting to deal with our emotional traumas of childhood, or when it comes to changing our lifestyle, you are more important than anything that you could be making money with, food that you might like to eat, drinks that you like to have. You are more important than any of that. Your health and wellness is the most important thing that you could ever do for yourself. The best way to love your children is to be strong and healthy. And if you're not healthy right now, that mindset of curiosity, trying something different and new, whether it works, whether it doesn't work, try something different and new, and you will achieve something different and new. And so if your mindset is, I could never give up on this food, this drink, this habit, this hobby, then you need to look at what your self-worth is. Because when you eat for taste versus eating for health, here's what happens. When you eat for taste, it may or may not help you. it's just eating for taste. It may not have any value to you. But when you eat for health, the food that you're eating will taste wonderful, and it will also help with your body. So whatever it is that is going through your mindset, I want you to be just open to trying new things that do not harm your body and are perfectly legal. And everything that I have on my Shop Now bag, everything that I bring to the classroom fit those two criteria. Won't hurt your body, and it is perfectly legal. And how wonderful, and going back to the B3 bands, how wonderful it is that to knowing that the oxygen output, the oxygen levels in your body are up higher. And when you're younger, you pretty much work out and you get to that level. But as we get older and things happen and life happens, we're limited. The oxygen that we need in our body needs to be at that level that is deprivation. So once we get to that deprivation, then what happens is our body releases these growth hormones, right? So how wonderful to release the oxygen requirements so that you don't have to harm your body. So it's a win-win. It really is a win-win. And so as you start making decisions, as you start looking at your health and wellness, don't let anyone tell you that you can't reverse it, that it's as good as it's going to get, or that there's nothing you can do about it. So when you're listening to the people who are speaking with you, just make sure that their intentions are pure, that they have done the research that you have done, because they may not know the research you have done. Like I didn't know about L. reuteri. I did not know about that microbe until I picked up the book, Supergut. So I didn't know I was missing out on it, but now I do. And when you know better, you do better. So in today's classroom with Dr. Mike DeBord, it's unfortunate that he could only be with us for 30 minutes, but I hope that you heard what you needed to hear in order to, want to learn more. It doesn't cost anything to learn more, and it doesn't cost anything to try it. You'll get your money back. And so if you have been hurting because you can't work out, tired, exhausted, this is something that might be for you. And so today in the classroom, not only did we talk to Dr. Mike DeBord, but we also learned that there's other truths that we need to incorporate into our life. A healthy microbiome with Supergut, which starts on August 1st. Take advantage of the early registration, and the body code and the emotion and the body code that is going to be coming to Florida on November 3rd and 4th, which is a Friday and a Saturday. And so take advantage of early registration, take advantage of payment system, whatever it is, do whatever it takes to live the life of your dreams. That is how you do it. That is how you take your health and wellness back. Because if you don't do something different and new, you will end up with the same results over and over. And if you find yourself stuck in the same result, then that means that you've been sabotaging yourself. So try something different, get out of the hamster wheel, get out of whatever it is that you need to get out of so that you can clear your mind and be able to do whatever it takes to live the life of your dreams. It's as simple as that. And I know that maybe some of you are experiencing a hard time right now, but when you shift, when you change the way you look at things, the things you look at change. It's time for a change. It's time for you to take your health back, and it's time to be you and receive what's coming to you. And please remember, we'll be right here waiting for you worldwide at whenyouneedafriend.com. This is Lillian McDermott wishing you love, peace, joy, and unexpected abundance.
On the Lillian
Make
McDermott
it the
radio
best
show are
day
intended for
ever.
the individual callers and guests on the program and are presented to our wider audience solely for general educational purposes. Please act responsibly and consult personally with your own medical, psychological, or nutritional expert before taking any steps to improve your life.
Thank you for watching today. We'll see you tomorrow with Dr. William Davis. We're going to be talking about supergut and learning more. We'll take care.